If you only knew the power of the dark side, it is your destiny.
Hello, this is Take the Gate. It is May 30th, 2014, and I'm reporting a story that was written, and this is on the New York Daily News.com website, and it's a story by David Boroff, and it's about this man named Pat Mahaney who was beaten by teenagers nearly to death because they were bored and wanted to rob somebody. And this happened in Cincinnati, Ohio, and it happened in the neighborhood of North College Hill. And I believe he died, and this was written on Tuesday, July 16th, 2013. And as you can see here, Mahaney was returning to his home in Cincinnati after going to the store when the teens ambushed him, knocked him unconscious while taking turns pummeling him into the head and face. Now, people were trying to say that he died from these complications due to the injuries, and that is incorrect. The doctors basically said that he died from natural causes, and this was not related. So, who are you to believe? I'm going to believe the coroner. He might have some medical training behind this, so... Now, the weird thing about this is it was about this time last year when he died. So we have a news story out of WCPO Channel 9 News now from this same neighborhood, and they are trying to charge parents $750 for not being accountable for their children's behavior. And I'm going to go ahead and run this clip really quickly so that everybody can get an idea when I get a chance what's taking place here in this community, because this is highly unconstitutional and needs to be looked at further.
It's called the Parental Responsibility Ordnance. Now police can punish parents for their child's behavior. They can be charged criminally for not knowingly supervising their children.
A tough new law in North College Hill could force parents to pay more attention to their kids.
Nine on your side, Scott Wegener tells us about the community's answers. You know of no other jurisdiction that has invoked this type of ordinance.
It's a law that puts the city's mayor's court virtually at the family's kitchen table.
This ordinance requires parents to knowingly supervise their children.
Because of an increase in juvenile crime over the past few years, council and police have drafted this law holding parents criminally liable for the illegal behaviors of their children that they should reasonably have known about. Remember the case of the 6 boys who beat a neighbor bloody because they were bored? Parent Colin Thornton says that incident has left the community searching for solutions.
What can we do about, the kids that maybe don't have guidance or don't have something to do? How can we solve this problem?
After a warning, parents can face up to $750 in fines for curfew violations, illegal...
So I'm going to continue to read this article right here. Parenthood is a chance to help raise an upstanding member of a community, or at least it is assumed that they want the best thing for their children and don't want to see them get into trouble. The Parental Responsibility Ordnance created to outline expectations of parents and the punishment they'll receive for failing to live up to the standard after a perceived preventable juvenile crime. So this is Texas bullcrap coming to Ohio, and I'm going to show you more on that. So this is WHNT Huntsville. A Huntsville man and woman was sentenced and fined for letting 4 of their children miss 299 days of school. Laurel and Sidney Benson went before Madison County District Judge Claude Hundley and each parent was charged with 4 counts of truancy per child. Sentenced to 270 days in jail, but will only serve 10 days with 2 days of supervised probation. So this is about criminalizing people who are parenting their children and raking them over the monetary coals to generate revenue for this corrupt government. So, back to the article. These are all about Texas truancy courts, and they have this down in Texas, where your child is truant, or your child is out and gets in trouble. They come after the parents, and constitutional or not, they are doing it, and it needs to be prevented. So that includes keeping illegal drugs out of their home, keeping firearms out of the possession of a child. Excuses for hunting or legal activities are exceptions to this rule. To exercise or have in place reasonable controls to prevent the child from vandalizing or destroying property of a person, to prevent a child from committing theft of property, to prevent in violent assaultive behavior. After one warning, a parent can face a $750 fine or a minor misdemeanor. A second offense is punishable by a misdemeanor of the 4th degree, while subsequent offenses will be considered misdemeanors of the 3rd degree. North College Hill Mayor Amy Bancroft says the ordinance is measured in its approach. No, it's not measured. This is pure tyranny. As you or any other parent knows, I'm not a parent, but as a parent, you cannot control the behavior of your child. The state has basically made it their goal to prevent you from utilizing any of the controls as a parent to control the behavior of your child. You cannot lock your child in a room. You cannot put your hands on a child to spank them except to pat them on the butt. Otherwise, it is considered child abuse. And I am not in favor of using violence as a solution to control the behavior of anyone. All control should be made voluntarily between parent and child. Any child psychologist would tell you the same thing. You must have voluntary control of the behavior of your child in order to establish parameters and guidelines so that it is a partnership. It is not tyranny, but that's what we have here by the state. And I'm just going to leave the link at the bottom. This is Take the Gate. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Signing off.